Yeah, good afternoon, all of you. Is my voice is audible?
Yes, sir.
Yes, is it audible? Okay, we will wait for a, 1 minute. So meanwhile, you can scan this QR code for your attendance. Yes, जो भी आप चाईबासा इंजीनियरिंग कॉलेज के हैं तो ये स्कैन कर लीजिए अटेंडेंस के लिए. Okay, so let us start. So let me quickly remind you what we have discussed in the previous class. So what we have discussed in the previous class, क्या डिस्कस किए थे? कोई बता दो जल्दी से. क्या डिस्कस किए थे हम लोग previous class में?
Distance measures.
We are discussing about the matrix or function called distance measure. So what is the different types of distance measure technique we have discussed? So first one, we have discussed something called equilibrium distance, which is represented dE. So that is a formula क्या था उसका? Very simple mathematical formula, that is your x2 minus x1 plus y2 minus y1 cos square plus square. Okay, so this distance between 2 point P of 2 pixel बोलेंगे P and Q, where x1 y1 is a coordinate or spatial coordinate of P1 and x2 y2 is spatial coordinate of P2. Okay, then another distance measure we have studied, which is called D4. Okay, or we can say city block distance. And one thing to remember, agar all the points if you take, okay, of radius r, suppose I say distance between these two is r. If I consider all the point which is less than equal to r, then it will form and shape of what? Circle shape में form होगा. ठीक है. Second था आपका city block distance और D4 distance बोले थे हम. So what is the formula for this one? So formula is, it is modulus of x1 minus x2 plus y1 minus y2. Okay, mod of these two. Fine. So this is called D4 distance or city block distance. So this is a mathematical formula how we calculate it. So how the shape is look like? The shape will be in diamond form. Okay, because if suppose this is my point P at 0 distance, the distance will be something 1, 1, 1, 1. Now if you want to go here, it will be 2, 2, 2, 2. Further it will be 2, 2, 2, and 2. So we are already discussed. So shape will be diamond shape. So third one is called D8 distance or chessboard distance. So what is the formula for that? So that is maximum of what? Maximum of either mod of x1 minus x2 or y1 minus y2. It's the mod. So this is a mathematical formula for chessboard distance, or we can say D8 distance. And what is the shape? Shape will be of square shape. Okay, suppose this is distance 0, then 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, and 1, and 1. Now for 2, distance at 2 will be like 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2. Fine. So to see the shape will be in square shape. Shape will be in square shape. Okay, so these three types of distance we have discussed. Okay, so with that your module 1 is completed. Okay, आपका जो module 1 था, so basic introduction to image, origin, pixels क्या होते हैं, then what are the different relationship between the pixels, then we discuss what are the different steps that should be performed in image processing. Okay, apart from that we have discussed the applications part, what are the applications where we can use the image processing. Okay, and some of the history of the image processing. Fine. So ये आपका basically module 1 था. Fine. Module 1 which we have completed. Fine. So from today onwards we will discuss that module 2, which is your image transformation. Okay. Is it clear? So from today onwards we will starting a new module which is called image transformation. So but before discussing the image transformation, going to image transformation, So let me discuss first what you mean by coordinate transformation or Cartesian coordinate transformation in your three-dimensional coordinate as well as in the two-dimensional coordinate. Fine. So you may be already studied in I think graphical कंप्यूटर ग्राफिक्स में ऑलरेडी आप पढ़े होंगे, ठीक है. कोऑर्डिनेट ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन आप ऑलरेडी पढ़ोगे और बेसिक ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन ऑफ कार्टेशियन कोऑर्डिनेट इन टू डायमेंशन एज वेल एज इन द थ्री डायमेंशन. Fine. So as you all are aware of, so basically we will three types of transformation are there. One is called translation, second one is your rotation, third one is scaling. Yes or no? So if you are already remember in case of computer graphics, ठीक है, with respect to any coordinate, ठीक है, अगर coordinate के respect पे हम लोग उसको transform करेंगे, so three types of transform हम लोग पढ़े थे. एक आपका translation था, shifting the coordinate, then rotation, rotating about an origin or rotating about a point, then scaling, scaling is nothing but magnifying the or increasing the we can say your coordinate axis. Fine. So let us discuss one by one. Okay. So first one is your translation. So what the translation means? So okay. So first we will discuss translation. So first one is your translation. Now remember first this all respect where we are talking with respect to your Cartesian coordinate. Okay. We are not talking about with respect to the image. Okay. So we will relate this one. How Cartesian coordinate transformation is related to image transformation. Fine. Okay, the first one is translation. So if I take the translation part, the translation is what the translation will say. Suppose this is my coordinate axis. This is my coordinate axis. Suppose this is my x-axis. This is my y-axis. Okay. So if I take any point P, अगर कोई भी point P ले रहे हैं, so this is point P. Or suppose the point P having the coordinate x and y. Okay. Now suppose I want to translate. Okay, I have to translate this point P with the vector v equal to x naught y naught. और हम लोग को translate करना है to coordinate what x naught y naught or the vector value x naught y naught. So if I translate this point to a vector x naught y naught, then what will happen? It will shift it to a new position. Suppose the new position is q. Okay, and let me give the coordinate as x dash and y dash. Fine, x dash and y dash. Clear? Is it clear? It's correct. Is it correct? How it is happening in Cartesian coordinate? How it is happening in Cartesian coordinate? Now suppose this is a point P. Now what I have to do? Now I have to translate this point P with the vector coordinate x naught and y naught. That means I have to shift this point P of the coordinate x naught y naught. So shift cause and the point will be your q, which is suppose it's having the coordinate x dash and y dash. Okay, and then what is the relation? How to find the relation? Now I can find the relation very easily. Now your x dash will be coordinate. X dash will be something x plus x naught. Fine, and your y dash will be y plus y naught. Yes or no? So these two are your new coordinate. Fine. So what is the new coordinate? The new coordinate value will be x plus x naught and y plus y naught. Fine. Now suppose I want to represent this coordinate. Now this two new coordinate in the matrix format. अगर हम लोग इसको matrix format में represent करना चाहेंगे, so how can I represent? How can I represent this one? So I will represent. So this is my new point. So I will write x dash y dash. Okay, is equal to. So I will take an identity matrix. So this is 1 0 0 1. Then this will be your coordinate xy, original coordinate. Then there is a shifting what or vector, shifting vector, which is nothing but x0, y0. Yes or no? Now if you multiply this one, now we get the exact result. That is x dash is equal to x plus x naught and y dash is equal to y plus y naught. Okay. Now this further can be merged in a single matrix. Okay, I can merge this single matrix. So how can I write this one? So I can modify this one and I can write in one matrix like x1 0 x naught and 0 1 y naught, and it is multiplied by x y. So as it is, this is 2 cross 3 matrix. Now I will add an additional value called 1 to this matrix. Okay, both are equivalent. Both are equivalent. Either you can write in this format or I can write in this format. Okay, so what is the benefit of this? In this format, second one, what we have done? We have written this 2, the separate part of x naught and y naught written in similar part. Okay, so if I want to write this one in unified mode, okay, or systematic manner में अगर लिखना चाहेंगे, okay, now I will add an additional value called 1 to here. Now the x dash y dash 1 is equal to, now it will be 1 0 x naught, now 0 1 y naught, now this will be 0 0 1, and it will be x y and y. Fine, and this is called your symmetric format of representation. Okay, now this is called, so I can say this the final equation which we have derived, okay, which is in, okay, this is called your symmetric format or standard format, or it is called unified expression. Okay, it is called unified expression, which is equivalent to your x dash. When you solve this one, you will get x dash equal to x plus x naught and y dash equal to y plus y naught. Fine, whenever I solve this one, I will get exactly this one. Fine, and this is called translated matrix. Okay, this matrix is called, and this particular matrix is called transform matrix. बोलते हैं, क्या बोलते हैं इसको? Transform matrix. Now this is your original matrix. This is your, suppose I say this is matrix B, or let me write A, and suppose this is your matrix B, or okay, let me write B. Then suppose this is A star. Fine. Then your transform matrix will be nothing but, okay, transform or new matrix will be nothing but your original matrix. This is your original matrix, okay, original matrix on original coordinate, and this is your transform coordinate or translation matrix, we can say. Okay, transform matrix or translation matrix. So when it is multiplied with this one, you will get exactly this point. So this is called translation in your, you can say, 2-dimension. Okay, 2-dimension Cartesian product. Okay, or Cartesian coordinate. Okay, 2-dimension Cartesian coordinate में कैसे आपका translation perform होता है. Fine. Is it clear to all of you? Yes. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So this may be already studied. Okay. So I'm not. Just I want to relate how this coordinate transformation of coordinate related to image transformation. Okay. So fine. So what is the second one? Second one is your rotation. Fine. So what is the rotation? Say. So now you have to suppose you have to rotate. Okay, second one is rotation. Now let me explain this example. Rotation. Now suppose this is my coordinate axis. Fine. Now suppose this is x-axis and this is y-axis. Now again I'm saying taking a point P. P ले रहे हैं. Now suppose coordinate of P क्या है आपका? P is x and y. Fine. Now suppose this is the point P. Okay. Now suppose I want to rotate. Now suppose this is making an angle of alpha. Fine. With the x-axis. This is making an angle of alpha with x-axis. Now I want to rotate this point P to some angle. Okay. Suppose the point is Q, and I'm writing that x prime and y prime. Okay. So now the angle of rotation. Suppose I take the angle of rotation. This is my new point. Okay. Now this suppose angle of rotation is theta. Fine. And this angle will be how much? If entire angle is alpha, this will be alpha minus theta. Yes or no? Is it clear? So initially the point P is there. Okay. So it's making angle alpha. Okay. So how can I write the coordinate now in terms of polar coordinate? Now I can write x equal to, चल सकते हैं x equal to, can I write, suppose this distance is r, suppose I'm taking this distance is r, okay, or suppose this distance is r, so this is 0 to p, this distance is r, so I can write x equal to, can I write x equal to r cos alpha, yes or no? And similarly can I write y equal to r sin alpha, लिख सकते कि नहीं? अगर मेरा ये कोऑर्डिनेट है और सपोज दिस इज पॉइंट p, okay, this is origin, now this is angle r, now x can be written as r, now suppose the distance is r, okay, now x can be written as r cos of alpha and y can be written as r sin alpha, which is called your polar coordinate. Okay, this is called a polar coordinate. Now what we have to calculate? What I have to calculate? I have to calculate this new point, which is x dash. Okay. Now what is x dash? X dash will be similarly x dash can be written as, suppose this is again r. So x dash will be r cos. What is the angle making? Now angle making is alpha minus theta. Fine. So if I open this, अगर इसको open करेंगे, so what is cos of alpha minus theta? It will be r cos alpha into r cos theta plus r sin alpha into sin theta. So this is an expansion of r cos alpha, okay, or r alpha minus theta. Now if you see that, now this one is actually now what is r cos alpha? R cos alpha is nothing but your x. So can I write this x cos theta? Yes. And similarly, what is r sin alpha? R sin alpha is y. So it will be y sin theta. Fine. Similarly, I can write y dash. Y dash क्या होगा आपका? R sin of what? Alpha minus theta. Now, if you open this one, it will be r sin alpha into cos theta minus r, क्या होगा? Minus r cos alpha into what? Sin theta. Fine. This is the expansion of sin a minus b. So again, what I can write? Sin alpha can be written as y cos theta minus, it can be written as x sin theta. Fine. Fine. So that this is a standard transformation coordinate only. So ये जो हो गया आपका x dash है, transformation coordinate of x dash, and this is a transformation coordinate of y dash when it is rotated with an angle of theta. When I rotate with angle of theta, the new coordinate will be, this will be x dash, this will be y dash. Okay, now the question comes how to represent this coordinate in the matrix format. Okay, finally you have to represent all this coordinate in a matrix format so that we can perform the operation easily. So if I represent this matrix format, so it will be something like, now this will be y dash, sorry, x dash, y dash is equal to, what will be our transformation matrix? Transformation matrix will be something cos theta, okay, sin theta, then minus sin theta, then cos theta. Now this is multiplied with the value original matrix y. I can say this is your original coordinate. Okay, these are your original coordinate. And this is your transformation coordinate or और ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन मैट्रिक्स बोल सकते हैं विद एन एंगल ऑफ थीटा. नाउ रिपीटिंग विद एंगल ऑफ थीटा, so this will be your transformation matrix, and when you solve you will get the actual or the transform coordinate, which is x dash and y dash. Okay, which is nothing but x dash will be this one and y dash will be this one, and this is a matrix representation. And how will you represent unified point? Unified point में represent करेंगे, so it will be something x dash y dash 1. Okay, now is equal to, just add it. It will be cos theta sin theta 0 minus sin theta cos theta then 0 0 0 1. Now we multiply by x, y and y. Okay, so this is symmetric mode of unified expression for the rotation. Clear how we are performing rotation and what is the new coordinate? Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Fine. So you already पता था आपको पहले से ये चीज तो अभी नहीं.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so next third one is scaling. So what is the scaling? So can anyone derive the expression for the scaling for me? So what could be the expression for the scaling? Matrix format में क्या होगा expression for the scaling? So what the scaling says? Scaling is in this format. Suppose I write now. Suppose I say scaling factors are. Suppose I'm saying scaling factors are. I'm taking sx and xy. Okay, and after scaling is performed, suppose that my new coordinates are, I'm taking y dash, x dash and y dash. So what will be this transformation matrix? And now suppose this is my original coordinate. Fine. This is my original coordinate x and y था पहले. After scaling factor of x s of x and s of y करने के बाद क्या आना चाहिए आपका? Actually x dash आना चाहिए आपका. क्या आना चाहिए? S of x into x and y dash क्या आना चाहिए? Y dash होगा S of y into y. This is
Into
scaling.
y.
है कि नहीं? ये आपका इक्वेशन है कि नहीं? So if I want to write in the matrix format, so what will be this transformative matrix? Transformation matrix क्या होगा?
Sx 0 और 0 sy.
Yes, it will be Sx 0 and 0 Sy. In the unified mode, just add 1. Now it will be 1. Now 0, 0, 1, or 0 here, and add 1. So this is the unified mode of this one. Okay, so this is 3 basic transformation that are performed in case of Cartesian coordinate. Okay, we have discussed 2 dimension. So if it is a 3 dimension, what changes will we do? What will be changes? Now there will be one more coordinate called z dash. Okay, now it will be 0, 0, s of z, and this will be z. Okay, similarly अगर आपका translation होगा, now it will be x dash, y dash, z dash. Okay, now that will be equal to your 0, 0, x naught, 0, 0, y naught, and 0, 0, z naught. Multiply by x, y, and z. So extra coordinate is replaced. But in the case of rotation, there is slight difference. Rotation में क्या होगा? Now you have to rotate with respect to x-axis, with respect to y-axis, and with respect to z-axis. Okay. So this is some basic properties of translation. Okay. Now the problem comes. So when we do, okay, let me get this screen. Okay, now suppose I want to rotate. Okay, suppose I want to rotate a point P. Okay, suppose I want to rotate this point P. Okay, now suppose the coordinates are x, y with reference to the point Q. ठीक है? नाउ हम क्या बोल रहे हैं, अभी हम लोग को रोटेशन करना है. कैसे रोटेट करना है? विथ रिस्पेक्ट टू दिस पॉइंट Q. Okay, then how could we perform this one? How this is performed? Yes, can anyone can explain? What is the question? Now suppose I want to perform a rotation. ठीक है, rotation करना है हमें. Now we are not performing. In the previous case, we have performed rotation with respect to the origin. ठीक है, with respect to the origin. But now, if we want to perform a rotation with respect to the particular point Q, then how it is performed? क्या कैसे perform करते हैं? Yes. How could we perform the rotation with respect to any point? So whenever you
Sir, anti-clockwise.
एंटी-क्लॉकवाइज. नो मैं बोल रहा हूँ, मेरे को अभी रोटेशन करना है इस पॉइंट P को. ठीक है, पॉइंट P को रोटेट करना है. ठीक है, along the this angle of theta. ठीक है, एंगल ऑफ थीटा के अबाउट एंगल ऑफ थीटा में रोटेशन करना है विथ रेस्पेक्ट टू दिस पॉइंट Q. एक पॉइंट Q के विथ रेस्पेक्ट पे करना है. तो उस केस में कैसे करते हैं? देन हाउ वी आर डूइंग रोटेशन. नाउ फर्स्ट क्या करना है आपको, ये जो Q है उसको आपको ट्रांसलेट करना है टू ओरिजिन. ओके, so what I will do? Yeah, first you have to shift this point Q to the origin. ठीक है, then I will rotate with the angle of theta. Then again I will shift back. ठीक है, again I will shift back this Q to this original point. Fine. So this is the we can say this is the formula or method that is applied when you have to perform a rotation with respect to any point. That means we can perform. So if I want to perform this one, that means if I want to perform a rotation of point P along the point Q with angle of theta, now first what I have to do? Now first I have to translate. Suppose this value is taken, I'm taking as R. Okay, this vector I'm taking as R. Now first क्या करना है आपको? Translate करना है. Okay, so to translate the point Q. Okay, so to translate the point Q. So first what you have to do? Now I have to first translate the. So first I have to translate this with Q with a vector called R. ठीक है, R vector से इसको translate करेंगे. Then I will perform the rotation of angle theta. Then finally once this is performed, then again I have to reverse translate with a minus R vector. ठीक है, point P को अगेन रिवर्स ट्रांसलेशन करना है. Fine. Now this is something called we can perform multiple transformation. Okay, कहने का मतलब है we can perform multiple transformation in a single point. Fine. तो multiple transformation यहाँ पर हम लोगों ने क्या किया, दो बार ट्रांसलेशन कर रहे हैं. एक बार ट्रांसलेशन, एक बार रिवर्स ट्रांसलेशन और एक बार रोटेशन. 3 डिफरेंट ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन हो रहे हैं. लेकिन एक बार क्या किया हम लोग ट्रांसलेट किए कहाँ पर, ओरिजिन में किए. फिर उसके बाद एंगल थीटा के साथ रोटेट किए. फाइन, एंगल थीटा रोटेट किए. रोटेट करने के बाद हम लोगों ने फिर से उसको शिफ्ट किया. दिस इज कॉल्ड समथिंग मल्टीपल ट्रांसलेशन ऑफ एन पर्टिकुलर बॉडी. ठीक है, नेक्स्ट थिंग यू हैव टू रिमेंबर अगेन, दिस मल्टीपल ट्रांसलेटर आर नॉन क्यूमुलेटिव. ठीक है, नॉन क्यूमुलेटिव मतलब इफ आई परफॉर्म ट्रांसलेशन एंड रोटेशन for the vector v, it will be not equal to rotation and translation of vector v. Yes or no? Is it possible? Is it true or false? It will be always true. Okay, it cannot be, both are not same. That means if you are performing पहले translation कर रहे हैं, ठीक है, मतलब पहले shift कर रहे हैं फिर rotate कर रहे हैं, that will be different from you are rotating then we are shifting. Is this theory is clear to all of you? ये पता था आप लोग को? Is it पता था आप लोग को ये चीज? So if you are not remember, so remember this one. Okay. The you can say the multiple transformation in Cartesian coordinate is not non cumulative. Non-cumulative means if I perform translation and rotation, which is not equivalent to, not equal to rotation and translation. Now, if you, for example, if you take like this, now suppose this is my coordinate system. Okay. Now suppose I am taking any point V here. Okay. Now suppose first I perform a translation of TV. Okay. Okay. Translation किए पहले. Now suppose now I'm performing the rotation. Suppose I'm performing the rotation of angle theta. Now this will be your new point V dash. Okay. Similarly, if I perform same thing in reverse order, that means suppose this is my point V. Okay. Now what happened? Now I perform the rotation. Then suppose I translate with a vector V. Now this will be TV. Okay. Then it will be final point. Now you can observe that this V dash. Okay. The coordinate of this V dash, it is x dash and y dash, is different from coordinate of this x dash and y dash. Fine. So we can say multiple transformation of Cartesian coordinate are non-cumulative. That means this is true for every multiple translation. Fine. Now the important part. Now suppose if you want to translate multiple points. अभी हम लोग को क्या अभी जितने भी प्रॉपर्टीज पढ़े या जितने भी ट्रांसलेशन पढ़े वी आर डिस्कस विद रेस्पेक्ट टू सिंगल पॉइंट है कि नहीं सिंगल पॉइंट के रेस्पेक्ट में पढ़ रहे थे नाउ अगर अभी आपको ओके नाउ सपोज ऐसे फॉर एग्जांपल नाउ सपोज दिस इज माय एक्सिस x and y okay now consider a square okay now consider a square fine now suppose the points of squares are p1 now this is p2 this is p3 this is p4 clear so these are the point now अभी क्या करना है now if I say एक बार मैं अगर हम बोलेंगे अगर now translate this square okay now translate this square to new coordinate okay translate this square to new coordinate so one of the solution क्या है one of the solution is so I will translate this point 4 okay then I will translate this point p3 then I will translate the point p2 then I will translate the point p1 yes or no so this is one of the solution if I say translate this figure is nothing but square is consist of these 3-4 points so if I say translate this figure with a vector equal to x0 y0 ठीक है अभी हम क्या बोल रहे हैं अब एक सिंगल पॉइंट नहीं एंटायर स्क्वायर को आपको ट्रांसलेट करना है कितना ट्रांसलेट करना है विद अ वेक्टर y0 x0 सॉरी x0 y0 कोऑर्डिनेट में तो एक सोल्यूशन क्या है आई विल ट्रांसलेट p1 टू x0 y0 आई विल ट्रांसलेट p2 to x0 y0 I will translate p3 to this one then I will translate to this one okay now what will be the new image the new image will be something like this now translated image I can draw now this will be your translated image okay now this will be I can write p2 dash p3 dash p4 dash p1 okay now what is the new matrix now new matrix will be your something like I can write the new matrix will be generated like v dash is equal to a into v okay where v is your original coordinate we can say in this case 4 okay in this case 4 and v dash is your new points or new coordinate and a is your called transformation matrix a is called transformation matrix now assume this is as an image okay now assume this is an image now how many points are possible now suppose this is n cross n image now n cross n image अगर है हमारा ये ठीक है now how many points are there is n number of points n number of rows and n number of columns so how will you perform transformation suppose I say transformation shift this image by sub coordinate now this is given as now v star represent your new matrix. Okay, V star represent your new matrix. Okay, now A is your transformation matrix. A is your transformation matrix. Now V will be equal to your original original image. Okay, or we can say V star is your new image transformation. Then V is your original image. Now this is your transformation matrix. Fine. Now how to find? Now now I can say V star I. Okay, V star I. Now particular pixel of this will be equivalent to A into V of I. So when I transform this one like this, so when P4 transform at point P3 एक point P3 similarly हर एक पिक्सल आपका ट्रांसफॉर्म होगा जब आपका इमेज को ट्रांसफॉर्म करेंगे, ठीक है, और ट्रांसलेशन करेंगे. Now in that case what will be happen? Now each pixel will be translated. Okay, each pixel will be translated. So what happens? So matrix में now this will be in two-dimension matrix. V star I will be in two-dimension matrix. Okay, which is consist of n cross n. Now this will be on A is also your n cross n matrix होगा, which is translation matrix. Now V is also your new or original matrix. So how to find the each element? Each element of this is nothing but th element or this element into this element. So is it clear what I am trying to explain? So the point is whenever you want to transform the entire image, okay. So if you performing a transform of single coordinate, if I transform single coordinate, it is very easier. Now whenever you performing a translation of image, okay, or a two-dimensional figure, okay, so what you have to perform? Now I have to perform translation of each and every point. Similarly, in case of image, you have to perform translation of each and every pixel. Okay, so how to find the equation? Now V star represent a matrix. Okay, now matrix depend upon what is the size. If it is two-dimensional image, then it will be n cross n matrix, which is not nothing but A. A is your transformation matrix. Okay, A is your transformation matrix into V. V will be your original image of each coordinate. Fine. Then each of the pixel value can be, now I can say V star of I. Ith element of V star will be equal to A into ith element of V. That means each pixels are translated. Okay, these pixels are translated. So is it clear? Is it clear what I'm trying to explain?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Okay. So, but in case of image transformation, okay, अगर जब हम लोग image transformation पढ़ेंगे, now we will discuss not with respect to rotation, scaling or translation. Okay, so there are different types of image transformation. Okay, so basically there are Fourier transformation, discrete cosine transformation, KL transformation, Wavelet transformation. Okay, so basically where we transform image from time domain to frequency domain. अब यहाँ पर क्या था, आप स्पेशल डोमेन में ही ट्रांसफॉर्म कर रहे थे, मतलब एक कोऑर्डिनेट से दूसरा कोऑर्डिनेट. ट्रांसलेशन किया तो क्या किया, एक कोऑर्डिनेट से दूसरा कोऑर्डिनेट. रोटेशन किया तो क्या किया, एक कोऑर्डिनेट से दूसरा कोऑर्डिनेट. स्केलिंग भी एक कोऑर्डिनेट से दूसरा कोऑर्डिनेट. लेकिन जब हम लोग इमेज ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन पढ़ेंगे, then we will discuss with respect to different domain. It means spatial domain से frequency domain. That will be continue. We will continue in the next class. Okay, which basically start from module 2, which is your image, actual image transformation. Okay. Okay, now this is a basic idea I'm given how the basic Cartesian coordinate transformation is performed. Fine, and how it is related to the different point and how it is related to the image. Any questions? Okay, any questions? Okay, then we'll meet tomorrow. Tomorrow we are having the class at 9 o'clock. So do attend the class because this is very important regarding to image transformation.